담보 되네 추쇼가 가서 되네 근홍데 현대네 좀 가르쳐 와래 되네 근홍데라 빼나 다 생진 담지 송지제 공봉 토버자 대여서도 말한 거 다다 추쇼와 연선마데 근홍데 그요래 대 담보 근홍데 주고래.
Regarding taking Dharma instruction, it is important to first consider one's attitude and motivation, and one should consider that it is necessary for all beings to achieve enlightenment, and it is to this end that one is taking Dharma instruction.
Tene ka tambo denpa ye chujin kolo sunju te tambo chujin kolo la denpa ye chujin kolo kola. Ta tate ke kabla tene denpa zoba sungji chamden de ngenpa zoba sangji ne lo chudrup ke kapso tene ne sage pungbu ro la tene ka parpan senyi mepe chujin kolo te sungba.
Yesterday Rinpoche was describing the first turning of the wheel of the Dharma, the teachings that the Buddha gave 49 days after he first achieved complete enlightenment. This first turning of the wheel of the Dharma entailed the teachings of the Four Noble Truths. Now today we come to the intermediate or second turning of the wheel of the Dharma, that of characteristics. These are the teachings that the Buddha gave 16 years after he achieved enlightenment at the Rajgriha peak.
Bena chu tam chi je ngo denpa ma zhupa, tongpa ni. Yina yang tongpa ni yin yin do tam chi la nang rongwa te, teni kinzub denpa kin, tsenyi de. Nang rongwa ngo te denpa ma zhupa, tongpa te, tsenyi me pa de.
So this intermediate turning of the wheel of the Dharma describes the characteristicless nature of phenomena. What is meant by this? This is not meant to describe that phenomena lack characteristics in the manner in which we perceive them. The nature of appearance of phenomena is not one that lacks characteristics, but it is the essential nature, the actual basic nature of phenomena that lacks characteristics. The point here is that in essence, things do not exist as real entities. They are empty of such real existence. However, even though they are empty of such real existence, there is the appearance of the various things in the world. And even though there is this appearance of things within the world, then even though there is this appearance, the essence of that appearance itself lacks any tangible characteristics.
Tene songji ge songyo de zhou tongba wo tongba ni zhou so tene zhou tongba wo songba de pena narong chong ge dada da nangwe ge chanda la sa chu me long nongka de nyong nga ngo po tam ji nyong nga ge rong jing de 롱진 더 접발라 때네 뭐보 제게 잡라 핀도 바다 뭐보 제게 잡라 점버시 접바데 뭐 동바인데 따 에라 때는 조 동바오
The Buddha said form is emptiness, form is empty, emptiness is form. What he means by saying this, first of all, that form is empty. We have the forms of the phenomenal world, the things that we perceive. These things themselves are constituted from the five elements of earth, water, fire, wind, and space. These particular objects each depend one upon the other. One entity helps or gives assistance to the existence of another. Another entity gives assistance to the destruction of another. And so all these things are interdependent. This itself indicates the fact that they have no inherent existence of their own.
Tene ngopo cheki chela ta gandhi chene pen dao go yore samna. Tene pena sayin dige tamchi ge tene yitin da. San dige. Tene san de yitin da wa chene deye tang do tene yowa tang miyowa ge senji ngopo tamchi sayin da la tene ndo to go yore. Benchen dong me do dong rewo do loma la so ba tamchi sayin da la tene ya kong ne kong do ji to go yore. 제 사진들이 셀리제가 요래. 다네 뭐보 담지 토르먼로와 뭐보 공부책도 주 뉴버스에 봤대 초게 셀리. 제 초게 셀리라 때는 뭐보 담지 책도 주 담토거든. 제 초게 셀리 책이 제가 팽도고 요래. 매게 셀리데 간디 요래나 빼는 뭐보 제 요하는 딩 뭐보데 공원이 공도요. 페버스에 봤대 매게 셀리. 데 ngūpo chek la kāngni kāngdo ya phepa ma tu ngūpo chek de takpar de re ka ma de ngūpo chek kāngni kāngdo ya jin ro go yo re me tong da ba ya na dangbo dongbo tong tani lo ma tang tani rimba yan do me to la chan ne ya kāngni kāngdo pen ro wa de me ye se li che ga tani ngūpo tam chi la yo wa la so pa pha chu yak pa tong ngūpo de la se li man ra wa se tho pa de long ge se li de tene 대답을 제도 된 용왕제 제기제라 펜로 제거요. 펜 답을 값서. 다 제기제라 양 네바세베 값서 양 초게 매 세바다고 매기 응보 탐지 책로와다고 teni dendawa long ngpo tamji yon rowa tawa tenri ke cheki chekla yang nepa zi togo yore. Di kap kap so teni penro si, kap kap so nepa si. Di jungsin de ngo tongba yinpa la teni di seli mandawa de nyon rogo yore. Ngo tongba yinpa tawa re.
So in what manner is it that these various phenomena are interdependent? Let's take the four elements themselves. First of all, the element of earth. Let's take this earth, the ground on which we all live. This is the basis for and gives the opportunity for the existence of all of the animate and inanimate worlds. Plants, flowers, trees, humans, animals, and so on, all depend for their existence on the ground on which we are existent now. Without it, they could not exist. Let's consider water, the water element, the cohesive function, that which enables things to stay together, to adhere together, to compound from many things, one smaller phenomena, one smaller entity. That function is the function of the water element. The fire element has the function of multiplying things, increasing things. That from one particular entity, growth can occur, and that entity can multiply itself. For example, with flowers, plants growing and multiplying and creating more flowers and plants. That particular function is the function of the element of fire. Then we have the element of wind. All movement, things going from one place to another, moving around and so on, all such things are the function of the element of wind. So in this way, the various elements sustain or give help or assistance to various phenomena. On the other hand, they can also destroy things or harm the existence of certain things. Water, for example, puts out fire, destroys fire. Fire destroys things, it consumes them, they disappear, and so on. Well, wind removes things, blows things away, disperses, perhaps is the best word, disperses things. So in this way, the elements themselves, some instances are helping the existence of a particular thing, other instances are helping destroy it. And therefore, we see that particular things, entities, are dependent on these other influences and have no independent existence themselves. This is what we mean by the emptiness. They are empty of independent existence. The second line of this was that emptiness is form. The point here is that although the essence of phenomena is emptiness, although this is the nature of things, this emptiness, there is still the appearance of phenomena. Although the essential nature is emptiness, there is the appearance of the various things of the world.
Perna da tongba yin yon do zo so nongwa tangjin nang choba de tong yan do nangwa cha nangwa la da perna tenen papa namji chu tamji denba madru pa to charwe ge gongza heidang tenen chu tamji denba madru pa ge tenen mato pa ge so su je wo parba ge gongza ni ge perna nong chor dang ni chor kan ri yin nyam na tenen nangwa ge Chikpari. Chikpari. Yela, Pena, Zangin Tang, Chechong Tang, Nang, Munang Chepar Yom. Tawana Papa Tang, Susi Joe, Nangsola Kandi, Nangsola Chepar Yom, Nisola Chepar Yom. Papa Nam, Chutang. Kala chepar yo marete yena semge nzandang chala teni chepar yore.
There is the emptiness of phenomena and the appearance of the phenomena of the world. The appearance of the world is the same for someone, an ordinary being, and also a bodhisattva who has achieved the realization of emptiness. We have these two types of people. Someone who has achieved true perception of emptiness, a noble one, or an Arya, yes, in Sanskrit, is the correct word, and an ordinary being, someone who has not achieved that realization. There is the appearance of the world. This is the same for both of them. Look at the world and see objects and the size and color and so on of these objects, and they would both perceive these in the same way. Where there is a difference is in their appearance, in the way they perceive the basic nature, the ultimate nature of phenomena. This they would see differently. An ordinary being, because he does not perceive the empty nature of phenomena, has attachment to the real nature of the world. He perceives things as being real. He clings to things as being real. On the other hand, an Arya, someone who has achieved realization of emptiness, although he perceives the appearance of things in the same way, sees their nature as being different. He sees that emptiness and therefore has no clinging, no attachment to any real nature in phenomena, does not conceptually cling to things as being really existent.
Tela tene trochin telo pari, po nangwe menchen shenbi chen, shenba cheche naro pa son, telo pari tene songa. Nawa kasi yo na yung tige, ngarong songa, chu kowa ke neso, jeng toko yo mare. Selo ke kanzub dembe, nawa ke, tene kowe neso jingbar sepe ke, jo kandi jingo wane, ngarong sem ke shenba tige jingo yo re. Teya sana, nawa la zangi tang, chepar nang munang la sopa ke chepar yo mare. Ngarang ke sem ke shenba yo mi la chepar ra le ba yin. Tendi song are. 대견도 되는 잘보 은람보도 줘 징거 요 탕지 되는 동발을 저는 이 잘보 코론 가지라 패바상도 말이에요. 코론가 올라에 본본 탕지 좀 참제긴 가지기 내서 패스만 내용 대가하게 단테라 때문에 돈이게 투기라 연대당 현바동 차바지 송아대라 때문에 된다고 해요. 대마도 근저되면 너무 잘하다. 자도 본본 용제 탕지 요리 옛날에 방구 대여서나 되는 나오는 신빙 생성 될로가 송바에 대연이 되는 나랑상 따로 옛날에 근저 그 추운다 탕지 방구 대라
regarding this attachment to external objects, there are two stories, one relating to Tilopa, to which was he a story he told to Naropa. He was telling Naropa about attachment to objects and talking about possessions and so on. And he said that how is it that there is attachment to these possessions? The point is that there's nothing good or bad in the things themselves. There is no such distinctions in the objects themselves. Where the problem lies is in the attachment that the mind applies to the objects. It is that that should be overcome, not to have attachment to the things in the mind. It is not necessary to get rid of the objects themselves, the possessions themselves. In a similar vein, there is a story of the king Indrabodhi, and he was a king with great power, with his queen and ministers and many possessions and servants and so on. He led a life of great wealth, many riches and great power. But even so, he was able to achieve complete enlightenment, and through his inspiration take many of his servants, his retinue, the people with him, to complete enlightenment as well. This was because he applied his practice while enjoying his wealth and possessions. He was not attached to these things. By practicing properly and perceiving these things without attachment, he was able to exist in such a state with great wealth and great riches and still achieve great enlightenment and help others to do so as well. And so it is in our own case. The point is that it is not the possessions, not the objects themselves that we need to get rid of. What we need to overcome is the attachment to these, the clinging to conventional reality.
Then ngupo de drop chawa tang nyom do ngupo de ye ngo damba ma drop tongba de nyom do drop yung kan do angbo ne ngupo ge zo bomba ta drop na then bomba ge ngo tongba de tangbo ne yo ma re zo le tongba ni yin ma yin song ju tin jik ba re zo de drop na ngo damba ma drop tongba de yo drop chawa re nyom do yo re Zode tambone madrum na zode ga ngo damba madruba tongba teyo tambone yo mares dendawa songares zole tongba ni yima sungete pena ngupo tang ti ngupu ga ngo ga damba madruba tongba ni de thadi mare chikpares zo drum na tongba ni zo ye madrum na tongba ni teyo yo
Now the next line. Can this be turned up a little bit? The next line states that other than this form there is nothing than emptiness, or rather emptiness does not exist other than with the form. The point here is this emptiness itself is a characteristic of the particular object we're talking about, whatever it is that has form. If you have a flask, something comes into existence, something is made, let's say a flask. When we describe the emptiness of that, we are describing the emptiness of that flask. Its nature is empty. By saying this, we're saying that it is not really existent and so on. But the emptiness itself is not something separate from that. It is not an entity in its own right, so to speak. When we say emptiness, we're not talking about a thing, we're talking about a quality of something that exists. We cannot talk about emptiness if there is no thing that we're talking about. If we're not talking about the flask, we're not talking about emptiness. Emptiness is not something that exists. The emptiness of that flask does not exist when the flask does not exist. When the flask, before the flask has been made, you cannot talk about the emptiness of that flask, because the two have to exist together. One is a quality of the other. When we say emptiness, we're not talking about something separate from the object. When we say emptiness, we're saying that that particular object, its nature is empty of real existence. One should not consider the two to be separate in any sense at all.
Te gandhi songa yana, ngupu chu tangji, ngu tongba la tene, ngu tongba te la tene, tangbo ngupo tangji, jepar se pari. Ngu tongba la tene, ngupo tangji, bardo ne par se pari. Ngu tongba la tene, ngupo tangji, tar njikpar se pari. Te ye sana, tongba le losu chorbe zog tene yo mare, standi songa.
The next line states something like this, that other than emptiness, there can, apart from emptiness or separate from emptiness, there can be no form. The point is here, this empty nature, when something comes into existence, it is empty of nature then, empty of essence then. While something is existing, it is empty of essence at that time. And when something is destroyed, it is empty of essence at that time as well. There can be no form that does not have this nature of emptiness.
Tene sonji ji chu tamji la, zo me, dra me, tre me, ro me, riza me, la sopa tenda wa songa. Ta de genzo denbe ge chu nang ge chu tamji je, tene nang sur ge ondo se na, zo me, dra me, la sopa songa mare te, ye na ngu tongba, ni sur ge ondo se na, tene zo me, dra me, la sopa tenda wa songa re. Tenda wa te tene tsenyi me pe chu jong kolo sondo, tendo denba madropa tongba ni te zo la tene songa re.
This particular quotation then continues to say that there is no tastes, no sounds, no smells, and so forth. The point is here that not to say that there are no such things at all. There are such appearances of sounds, forms, smells, and so on. The point is, for all these things, they are not really existence. These words are indicating the empty essence of these phenomena. The basic nature of all these phenomena is that of emptiness. This is the main thrust of this intermediate teaching of the Buddha, which teaches the characteristicless nature of phenomena.
Tene sonji ge songyo re, nga na nyangin deo na lo na yibja lemba na, tenbanda la pen zanba genlong lo hi sawa nyong song. Tene sonji kong nyangin len dene, lo yibja gen chongso, tene sonji je tenba la penbre sepa, meng la genlong lo ye mingjin tende sin yongwa yin. Lo du. Lo ye mingjin sin yongwa yin song, tene long tenba re sonji re. Tene sonji ge long tenba te lo yibja gen chongso, tene genlong papa lo du zoju te pepne, tene papa lo du korong ge tongba nye ge ten la nyambara ya. Tene tongba nye ge ten yang taba ze korong ge to ne. Tene tawa zowar tenba la umri zu zhou, jeba zowar tenba la umage tenju sum, tawa dong jeba ni song dun derwa la uma rinqing tingwa zoju te tene papa lo du ge zang yongwa des. Tene nga we uma tanjur dong, uma rongji, uma de tene da yongwa des.
Sanskrit conference going on. Anyway, the Buddha prophesied that 400 years after he achieved parinirvana, that there would arise a man called Nagarjuna, a teacher called Nagarjuna, who would teach the teachings of emptiness. He would, in meditation, absorb himself in emptiness meditation, completely realize it, come to a true intuitive realization of the nature of emptiness, fully understand it, and then teach it. Now, Nagarjuna did this and wrote several texts. I hope I've got the numbers of them correct. 6 texts describing the theory of emptiness meditation, Madhyamika theory. 3 texts describing the conduct or practice relating to Madhyamika meditation. Another text called the Madhyamika Ratnamala, which describes the combination of the two, of theory and practice. And that his teachings gave rise then to a great spread of Madhyamika teachings in India, and particularly the 2 famous schools of the Prasangika and Svatantrika Madhyamika traditions. The most important text that Nagarjuna wrote on the Madhyamika philosophy was a text called the Madhyamika Mula Prajna. Now, in this, he puts forward the following ideas, that in order to achieve complete enlightenment, one must first understand the nature of conventional reality. One must understand the nature of things. Having understood that, one must then perceive and understand the empty essence, the ultimate reality of those phenomena. And that in this way, one comes eventually to achieve nirvana, to achieve enlightenment. So in this text, he describes both these 2 points of view, the point of view of conventional reality and the point of view of absolute reality.
Chodang me sa cho long me nam kha den jongwa nga la su su gen zimba yore su su gen de chore deni de la oma pa ge jang wo de cho da wo len de ge yore su su je wo nam ji de me la zeng ge yore oma pa ge jong de me la zeng ge yore gen zo den be on de chen gen zo den ba zo la de ne deni xie be gao su su je wo nam ji nong cho gan ri yo ba de la deni 줄줄 매봐 대jan도 된 오만바가 내거요 근저 담바做了 되는 시행이 디갑라 어다 디장이라서 봐줘봐 매봐 근저 담바가 농서 간디 요바 대jan도 오만바가 내거요 수수죠 농서 간디 농한테 대jan도 오만바가 난 것도 대 근저 담바 做了 담바인 다 단당 담바 做了 담바 가서 예지 사와 딱 버렸다 매지 사와 쳐 버렸다 대서 예도 매발란 케비 네발 매자워서 단당 담바 做了 되는 셰베 가서 주 통지제 우 예전에 키란 거미 예발라 키랑나 대 딱발라 딱어요 딱버긴 타라 흥거요 미히네 키란 거 말에 미히네 주 통지등 마주바 매히네 키랑나 되는 대 체백은 달라는 거요. 대에서는 예빠매봐 강기 정도는 킬링 짠이 요 말에 나라 킬링 매비나 나는 재미 권한인 then Tandam go on the Tandam Dambate, Zola, then Sumber Council, then killing Tan Yomaris, you at the bottom, Mapa Las Opec.
Regarding conventional reality, the Madhyamaka philosophy teaches to understand just what are the appearances of conventional reality. An ordinary being perceives, for example, water, clings to it as water. I must understand how he perceives this and clings to this. There is a conceptual clinging that the water is water. Similarly with the other elements and phenomena, there is a conceptual clinging to fire as fire and perceiving it as burning and so on. The Madhyamaka philosophy teaches us to understand the manner in which one clings perceptually to the different phenomena in what we call conventional reality. This conventional reality is the perception of the world of ordinary beings. But there are then the teachings of absolute reality. The absolute reality teaching that there are no distinctions in phenomena, describing how they lack inherent existence, how they are empty of any real existence, how, I've forgotten the next sentence. The point of absolute reality is that these things lack inherent existence, but we do not say that these things lack existence. There are two extremes that one can fall into. If one considers that from an absolute point of view, from absolute reality, things exist, then it automatically follows that we consider these things to be eternal. If things have real independent existence, then they must exist without change. On the other hand, if we say that things do not exist at all, then this is nihilism, the other extreme. There are these two extremes of eternalism and nihilism which are avoided by the Madhyamaka philosophy. It does not have either of these propositions, that things either exist fundamentally, inherently, and so on, or that they do not exist at all. The point is that they lack independent existence, that they are empty of that.
Teni pena nangwa ke chanda thamji sardo che parasya pata yang pardo ne pata thar njikpa la so peke teni namba mandrawa mombo yore te kanri tene yungundu nyamna teni tati juchi temdrela tene yungu yo teni song yore thamji temdrela ra le pa yin temdrel song jode kanri yana pena ngwepo mombo yi nyamdo zamne dige nipa chek de chorbala temdrel si mengta pena teni meto ke sawan chi sayab la meto ke sawan te do chi teni sa che sa ke sa te do ni de la chuli dang je la so ba tham ji nzom na teni de la jong do meto la so ba yung yo re den da wa tham ji nyom dun zom ba la teni ribun jung ju yo ba te teni tem dre se meng ta ko yo te chu tham.
So we have this empty nature, empty essence of a whole of phenomena, but all the same, things come into existence, things exist, and things are destroyed. We have the appearances of things in the world. How is this? The manner in which things come and stay in come into and stay in existence, it depends on a principle which in Sanskrit is pratitya samutpada, which I would translate as dependent related origination. What does this word mean? Dependent related origination is referring to circumstances which give rise to the existence of a new phenomena. When several things, objects or circumstances come together and something new appears, we are indicating this type of origination of things by this term dependent related origination. For example, if we have a seed, that is one object, one phenomena. We place it in some soil, the earth, that is another phenomena. We apply water to it, it gets warmth and so on. Other things are involved. All these things coming together give rise to the growth of a new plant and so on. So this is an illustration of the meaning of this word. things depending upon several other coincident things coinciding together to give rise to its existence. But this is the nature of all things. All things are interdependent in this way, according to this principle of dependent related origination.
송지 점딘디 넘버조바 상제 찬네 로녜쇼 짜딩게 값서 요 양바진 요 양바진도 되는 까타만 리버 넘버십 추정 콜로 거는 제발 대예갑나 염제몰레 샘네 샘만지데 샘제롱인의 왜 살와오 라소바당 되는 대신님부 로긴용라 찹 라소베게 땡주송네 되는 까타만데 송말이
The Buddha taught 27 years after he achieved enlightenment in a place called Benchen, the teachings of the third turning of the wheel of the Dharma. These are contained in such texts as the Mahasamadhi Raja Sutra and so forth, in which the Buddha puts forward the theories regarding the nature of mind and that the Tathagata or Buddha nature exists as the basic nature of mind, how this exists in all beings, how all beings have the same nature of the Buddha, and so on. This type of teaching was given by the Buddha at this time in the third turning of the wheel of the Dharma.
바르바가 가서 추탕지 뭐 담바 마루바 동바 코나라 땡라 밤네 송아리 다 원나 동바 코나 예나 나랑 총가 람감나 되는 송지제 공통의 간리진의 토근도 송지제 리브의 간리진의 토근도 냠나 대 톱ጆ요래 대라 때는 까타마데 송아리 송지제 공통 들어버려서바데 빼나 나랑 총가 람감나 되는 나랑 총가 샘대라 다바동 마다바 니서 요요래 다바게 온도세나 샘제 무게 차래 무게 차대라 르카 대버리시비 님보세네 맹다요래 무게 차대라 로르게 드마게 그요 말이 드마동 잘바래 마다베 온도세나 다다 나랑 좀 샘진 당지게 샘농이래 샘진 당지게 샘라 르칸 대와리키비 님보 요리 무게 차네 드메 고요 말이 옛나양 샘진 무게 차네 드메 마고 나요 신이 힘바가 쳐도 되니 로버게 드마티게 드브네 요리 로버게 드마 드브게 값서 샘진 로버게 드마데 다 차르게 값서 송지 대라티네 되니 르칸 대와리키비 님보데 땜바리
The intermediate turning of the wheel of the Dharma described just the emptiness, the empty nature of phenomena. Now, the later third turning of the wheel of the Dharma entails teachings that are oriented more towards the description of how the path of practice works, how this is applied. How is it, for example, that the result of enlightenment, Buddhahood, is achieved? How are these qualities achieved? Where are they? And so on. How do they come about? It describes this sort of thing. So therefore, these teachings are describing Tathagatagarbha, the constitution of, the basic constitution of beings. Just what is that nature? The point here is saying that there are two aspects to mind. We have impure aspect to our mind and a pure aspect to the mind. If we describe the pure aspect of mind, then we're talking about this Buddha nature or Tathagatagarbha, the basic nature of mind which exists pure with the qualities of enlightenment and so on. Now this is, however, defiled by incidental defilements which obscure it. It is this side of the coin, this incidental defilements, which we refer to as the impure aspect of mind. The defilements themselves are not essential to the nature of mind. They are not an integral part of it. This is why the word incidental is used. But these incidental defilements shroud or cloud this true nature, and one is unable to perceive it. So we therefore have two different states that are possible. One state in which the incidental defilements have been removed from the true nature of mind, this state we call enlightenment, and the other state where they have not been removed, where these incidental defilements still shroud the perception of the true nature of mind. This we call the state of an ordinary being.
Papa Tomi Sunjizigitane, Sonju Samba, Chemboji Pebiwa. Yeniji, then Jata Sambangombo, Ro Sakanga Neso, Jata Sambangombo, Lo Junigitella drip. Then Lo Junigan Jata Sambangombo, Sharzegni, then Gardingi so Coron Pepson, Zotra Tomni, Ro Sakang. Lo Junigitella drip. Then Jata Sambangombo, Gardingi so Pebne. Papa Tomi did any Trabatom Garding Guinness or Pep. Garding Guinness or Pep Tana, then Sombi Chu, Desing Ah, Sunjute, then Jin, Ji, Tibachambo, J Lamante, Dodeji, Shasing and Doji, Chuni Namji, Unchan Namji, Tibachambo, J Lamante, Sombi Chu, Desing Ah, the Tini Human. Then they know the Tibachambo, J Lama, Sunjute, then Zoba Sonji jumped in the Gatama, Liver number CPG, Kujon Holoko with T Gumbate, Zardo, Tane, then Tibachambo, J Lama, Song.
After Nagarjuna, there was a teacher called Asanga. There was a teacher called Asanga who practiced meditation on Buddha Maitreya for 12 years in retreat at a place called, neither of us have written it down. He practiced meditation on Maitreya for 12 years and finally achieved great realization and achieved visions of Maitreya and was able to visit the Tushita realm in which Maitreya lives. There he received from Maitreya 5 particular texts or shastras entailing 5 different sets of teachings, including the Uttara Tantra, and the other texts, the names, I'm sorry, I just do not remember. Rinpoche did mention them, but I don't remember them. Abhisamaya Alankara, yes, plus, and so on, yes. The point is that the most important of these from this point of view is the Uttara Tantra Shastra, because this repeated the teachings of the final turning of the wheel of the Dharma, the latter turning of the wheel of the Dharma that has just been described with great clarity. It is in this text that Maitreya Buddha puts forward again these teachings with great force.
Rakhan Devarashi Binhimbo, Yapar Drupala, Tansi Samgogone Drubyore. Tela, Zoson Con, Trosaratan, Tejin, Mesaraton, Riesana, Luchinka, Todo Sonji, Nimbo Jin, said the Tansi Samgogone Drubyore. Tansi Sam the Kayana, Tambo, Zoson Con, Trosartan. Zoson Con, Trosarton, Zojute, Senkin, Tomji la, Rakhan Devarashi Binhimbo, Chabiore. Rakhan Devarashi Binhimbuga, Machapaga, Senkin Soyon Yomare. Senkin is your Tan is on the Tiga Semke Jitela, Rakhan Devarashi Binhimbu, Chabiore, Te Tansi Tangbo. The Yini and Messerton Sundu, Tawana Chapsana, Sonjige, Tujige, Yishi Tedon, Senkin Tangila Yepe, Rakhan Devarashi Binhimbo Nila, Zangin your Revenyamna, then Zangin Yomare. Zangin yo mare, Chechong yo mare, Yewa yo mare. The Tomji Jikbare. The yin yer messer tang, ni Yewa mepesala. Riesana, Luchin Kang, Santa, Deyasana, Tata, Teni Perna, Rig yo pares, Son Jipar Jovek, Rigom, Yantin, and Aronton, Semgile Yore. The Rig de Yoba Latine, then lower Gatamada Pot down top tina, then Aronton Sang Gigi Yore.
In the Mahayana Uttara Tantra Shastra by Maitreya, there are 3 points put forward describing what is meant by the existence of Buddha nature, or Tathagata in all beings. First of all, it is described how this Buddha nature exists in all beings. The point is, all beings have that same nature. There is not a being that is separate from or does not possess this nature. That nature of mind exists as the basic constitution of the mind of all beings. Second point is that nature is the same for all beings. There are no distinctions. All beings have the Buddha nature as the basis of the nature of mind. Now, there is not the case that one can draw distinctions between one being and another. There's no, the correct word in English is there's no qualitative or quantitative distinction one can draw between the nature of mind of one being and the nature of mind of another being. They are all the same. The third point is that because there is this nature of mind in all beings, that all beings possess as the basic nature of mind the awareness of enlightenment, the awareness which entails all the qualities of enlightenment, then it is the case that all beings are in that category of being which is capable of achieving enlightenment. In other words, because of this nature, the potential exists to achieve enlightenment if practices are performed which enable the realization of this nature of mind as it is there in all beings. They therefore all have that potential to achieve complete realization.
Mazena, Nayo, Marte, Sungan, Jorba Mari. Tella, the Mariore, Yenayon, Tertella, Better Mazena, Marte, Solula, Yungumari. Then it agenda, Naron Songa, Sengila, Son Giparse, Recount the very keeping Nimbo de Yore. Yenayan, Naron Songa, Lu, Yesanga Gone, Yamsolene, Lower Tramala, Pa, Jawan Sebe, Tap Mazena. Recount the very keeping him boy, Yona young, Panga Yomare, the Yentin the two and the Majorari.
So we describe this potential existing in all beings. What is meant by this exactly? We can give two examples. Butter, which can be obtained from milk, or oil, which can be obtained from sesame seed. Now, although the butter exists as potentially within the milk, if we do not apply some technique to obtain the butter, we will not obtain any butter. We have to put some effort into it. Similarly, if we do not apply some technique for extracting the oil will stay in the sesame seed. It will not come out. We will not obtain the oil until we do the necessary work to obtain the oil. Now, so it is with beings. The qualities of Tathagata exist within the minds of beings, but unless some technique is applied to realize these qualities, then there will be no benefit obtained from them. Unless with the body, speech and mind one applies methods to remove the incidental defilements and realize these qualities that are in the mind, they will not be apparent. That realization will not be achieved, only if one applies some practice of that nature.
Ngone tongba, ngo tongba yin yin do rong yin sarbe ki cha yore. Sarbe cha sena nang do na zoba tiri. Nang do ge ngo de tongba ri. Di ni song dun jukba si yore ngaro zong ge samla. De song dun jukba yamba ma do ne, tene tongba ge cha la da do zong. Sarba ge cha la yin do zong ne da yin ni se ji. Da yin ni se ji ne da ge so la de cha ge to ba. Yin je so la ye dong dong, nga jar dong, cha do la so pe, to pa ji ne, teni di ge le sa yung go yore. Di le sa ne, teni kham song gang kowe ge donghan la so pan de, teni chub yung go yore. Kowe ge donghar ge tsawa de, marik pa ge, nga rong so lower ge chama de re, lower ge chama de kasi yo na, chul nong do donghan de zamzi yore. Ten rawa chi na, lower ge chama de, teni chene samla yung go yore.
these incidental defilements, how do they come about? This is described in the prayer of Mahamudra by the third Karmapa Rongjun Dorje, that the nature of mind is emptiness. The essence of mind, I should say, is emptiness. In other words, mind is empty of essence. But there is also the radiant nature of mind. In brief, we can say the radiant nature of mind is the various concepts that arise within the mind. Although there is this empty essence, there is also the radiant nature. These two exist coincident together. They exist together as the nature of mind. Now, the mind misperceives this basic nature. It misperceives the empty essence as a self, and it misperceives the radiant nature as something other than a self. On the basis of this misperception, there then arise emotions, emotions of desire and so on associated with the misperceived self, and emotions of anger, jealousy, and so on associated with the misperceived objects, those aspects which are other than a self. On the basis of these emotions, one acts and creates the sufferings and so forth of cyclic existence. It is in this way that we talk about having incidental defilements in the mind. The basis of all, or rather the cause, the source of all the sufferings of the cyclic existence is this misperception and these emotional defilements that follow from it. And it is these that we describe by the terms incidental defilements. As long as these exist, then there are the sufferings of cyclic existence to be experienced.
Tene lobar ke tama te jangwe ke tablan ta ngarong song ke nyomlin tamji lu ngo yei song ke nyomlin tamji te lobar ke tama jangwe ke tabli. Lobar ke tama jang chanin riba te la khandi yunjo yore na ta songji ji riba top jo menji pa ja mandri pe chu job ji te darwe yan den sum jo zani Membe yantin sumcho zani zodu, then membe yantin tene, ta lam la per kapso, lam la tar sani, digin rivete, gulu la, sen zambo sumcho zani zoju, tere te, membe yantin sumcho zani. Tuji la yantin te, tarbe yantin sumcho zani. Tarbe yantin songo be jumsene, sonji konare matoke, soncho samba yinji tuji la ti yantin te yomari. Deya sana, tarbe yantin sumcho zani, jene songare.
So all the practices we do, body, speech and mind, are intended to remove these incidental defilements. Once they are removed, then we have the result, which is the realization of the qualities of enlightenment. These are described as being of two types, the 32 separate qualities of enlightenment and the 32 qualities achieved through maturation or of maturation. Point is here, there are 32 separate qualities, are the qualities of the mind of the Buddha. And these are called separate because they are, although that's not a very good translation, they are separate from others. No other person other than one with a complete enlightenment possesses these qualities. These are the 10 powers, the 4 fearlessnesses, and the 18 unshared virtues. Now, these 32 are the qualities of the mind of the Buddha. There are the 32 qualities of maturation as well, which are achieved upon realization, and these are the 32 physical characteristics of the Buddha. So, by means of removing the emotional, by the incidental defilements, by means of practice, then when these qualities are achieved and realized, it is these qualities that appear.
Zome Johnson, Tarsin Sonji Ho, something Zopa Melon Tomji, Zopa, Senjing, J. Mentopa, then Shangham Janwar Sapati, Ben Yantin some de Goyores, Shang Sonjine. Melon Zopa Sonjute, Ben Sonji, Sonju Samba Tamji, Melon Country, Senjing and Melon Country, Tabioba de Naranga Drip Tobachi Goyo. Membasana, Bana Senjin Tela, Tenipana Tam Nasuka Goni, Teni Durzamandrawa, Natsobayori, Telan Gashila, Chutin, Gashila, Zumshurtin, Tela Sobe, Tam Nasuka Goni, Senjin Jiti, Chuga, Min Topachin Zigu. Teni Shangham Jongwa Sundu, Koni Sangji Tani, Tigi, Netela, Deva Jinji, Shangham Tawashi, Mato, Madapaga, Teni, Netam, Tin, Mebataba, Tenichi Go. The
prayer of Mahamudra states that there are also three other qualities, maybe, but perhaps functions is a better word, three other functions that arise with complete enlightenment. These are called completion, maturation, and purification. By completion, or perfection might be a better word, we mean that all the wishes that one as a bodhisattva would have for the benefit of beings, one is able to bring these to completion, to bring these wishes to perfection. The wishes and prayers that one has for the benefit of others, one is able to realize, in the other sense of the word, to realize these wishes. And secondly, we have maturation. Here we're referring to the ability to bring beings to maturation by various means, by teaching them, by perhaps exhibiting miracles and so forth. Whatever means are necessary, the person has the ability from the state of realization to help others to mature their minds on the Dharma path. Then thirdly, the purification. This is referring to the purification of the phenomena world into pure land, such as Sukhavati. The perception of the ordinary world, this perception is purified, and the ordinary world is perceived as being a divine realm such as the realm of Sukhavati. So this brings today's teachings to a close. Would you all please, together with Rinpoche, recite dedication of merit, dedicating the virtue of what we have been doing to the benefit of all beings, please.
Tenga Rinpoche Suju Son Son San Tang Yi Je Te Ya Da Ben Dan La Ya Wan Bo Da Na So Wa San Non Da Ye Tang Je Zai Ban Tom Ne Nye Pe Da Na Ban Zen Je Gai Nan Je Ba La Do Ba Ya Si Ben So Len Do Wa Yo Jam Ba Ba Wei Je Da Ren Jam Ba Gan Do Zang Bo Den Yong De Yin Te Da Gan Je Ji So Da Lo Ge Wai Da Da Dang Je Ra Do Ngo Ge Wai Da Ye Je Wo San Nam Ye Ye Do Sa De San Nam Ye Ye Le Zong Tam Bai Guan Yan Do Ba Yo Song Je Go Sun Yi Be San La Chun Yi Men Yo Den Be San La Gen Den Me Se Den Be San La Che Tai Ngo Wa Men Lo Ro